I'm here along the rail corridor back in good old sunny Singapore. And today we are visiting the best vegetarian mala Xiang Guo in the country, Green on Earth Vegetarian Cafe, in search of the best mala. What a whiplash, huh guys? From the most brutal, 100% tallow, authentic hotpot in Chongqing, to now a completely vegetarian version of the dish. I try my very best not to be biased on this channel, but if there was ever a worse episode for a place to be featured in, it would be this one. Normally, vegetarian cooking has an obvious handicap when it comes to flavour, but when it comes to mala Xiang Guo, the fight is actually much fairer than you might think. Yes, good mala bases should capitalise on some sort of animal fat to give the dish more punch, as we have seen in the last episode, but I'm pretty sure most mala bases in Singapore just use some sort of vegetable oil, as it's cheaper. If you take that off the table, the use of spice and doneness of ingredients would mostly determine how good the mala Xiang Guo is, which I'm guessing is where Green on Earth shines. Because quite a few of you said that this is not just the best vegetarian mala Xiang Guo in Singapore, it is the best, period. But is that good enough to cure the post-Chongqing blues? One way to find out. Let's get it, guys. Hey! Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoy the content, the best way to support me is what you are doing right now, giving me the video watch time. All of the reviews in this series are strictly unsponsored. If I don't pay for it, I won't talk about it, which means that I have to make money in other ways. Please consider joining as a member of the channel if you can afford to do so, or subscribe if you haven't already. Your support is much appreciated. And now back to the video. It smells like a vegetarian restaurant. I don't know why all vegetarian restaurants smell the same. It's like they sell it at a Fragrant store, vegetarian restaurant smell. This is not just a mala Xiang Guo restaurant, by the way. They have a full vegetarian zi cha menu. Anyway, I read just for fun. We still have to go over there to get our mala Xiang Guo. Wow, quite a few vegetarian meats, huh? Give me 大辣。可以，都可以。哦，谢谢。Okay, first up, Mapo Tofu. I know we didn't even eat a single Mapo Tofu in Chongqing. I don't know why. I don't think it's popular there somehow. Or at least when I was on the Jianghu Cai video, it was not obvious on the menu. Anyway, Mapo Tofu. The sauce is pretty disconnected. And the starch is lumpy. You see that? You see it? There's a little powder on top, freshly cracked black pepper, and presumably huajiao. They even have a little bit of a mopua going. Okay, not really mopua, but little cubes of peppers. Anyway, welcome back to Singapore. Ooh. I didn't think I would say this in this series. This is too ma. I had 5 tablespoons of this, but now my mouth is tingling the hardest this series. And this is coming from somebody that likes this sensation. I think if I were to eat everything I ate in Chongqing back to back, the numbness still won't be like this. But that's okay. The bigger miss is that although it is so numbing, it doesn't have ma xiang, which is the more important part of using huajiao. And the difference probably can be attributed to the use of huajiao fen. Because the huajiao fen is raw and it's sprinkled on top, it has not been cooked down, the impact of the numbness is very direct without conveying much of the ma xiang. Taste-wise, it's okay. I really like the little cubes of peppers and vegetarian meat that they included inside. Very interesting kind of texture and spin on the dish. Sauce is disconnected, but we have seen worse in the series. But the main thing is the ma. I'm still tingling, yeah. Holy, it's tingling like I'm Spider-Man in Gotham City. Anyway, next, what we are here for? Mala Xiang Guo. I got potato and my favorite vegetarian ingredient of all time, ho tofu. I just love the texture of it. Anyway. This mala Xiang Guo is about to make me sound like a hypocrite. Very early on in the series, I said I really love the ma, especially when you go da, right? And then the ma wei sort of gaslights you into thinking it's not that spicy. One moment you're on fire, the other moment you're numb. Now that I have it, I don't really enjoy it. Damn, it might be the carryover from the Mapo Tofu that my lips are tingling in overdrive. Both dishes use the numbing peppercorn powder, so when it latches on, it really lets its numbness be felt. And I'm glad I had this after Chongqing, because at least now, I know it's possible to convey tons of that numbness flavor without having the lips tingle like this. Like the 辣子鸡 we had in Yangji Tofu. I could smell the 辣子鸡 before it even reached the table, but at the end of the plate, it's still not tingling like this. If I had this before going to Chongqing, maybe I would have appreciated this, not knowing that there is a better way to convey ma wei. But other than that, the doneness of the ingredients is okay. Like the broccoli, you can see from the inside, it's just cooked through, but still has a little bit of a crunch. The potatoes are okay, but the cutting is a bit off. Like I know when it's hand cut, there is bound to be a difference in thickness, but this is like almost 5 times the thickness. Tempeh cooked really nicely. Whole tofu is a little bit unreasonable of me, but I really wish that this was deep fried first. I love hotoku a lot, and I don't think this is a fair representation of hotoku's texture. It's a bit too soft and mushy, like a wet tissue. Anyway, let's move on to our last dish. Khao yu. This khao yu is more expensive than some of the real khao yus. And they even have the, not really a butterfly cut. They make these grooves when doing khao yu, and then they pour the oil over so that when you deep fry the fish, it will not curl up, it will remain flat. There is no point doing this to vegetarian fish, because when you deep fry it, it doesn't curl, but it's aesthetic, I guess. Quite a thin layer of oil for khao yu. Let's see what we get. The fish is deep fried whole, as in these are 2 halves of a fish. It is deep fried and then sliced. Because these parts, right, the ridges, right, the deep fried crispy parts are really nice, but these are the only parts that are crispy. The under is just soft. Why don't you cut it first and then deep fry it so that you expose more surface area to the deep frying? More parts get crispy and more flavorful. Because this vegetarian fish is obviously, it's probably made with some soy starch combination. I think browning more area will make this even better. But overall, nothing too much I can say about it. It came out exactly as I would expect. Oh, I probably should have mentioned this earlier, but I actually eat a lot of vegetarian stuff. My dad is full vegetarian, so I'm pretty well exposed to the world of mock meats. Okay, let's pack the rest to go, and I'll see you guys at the cafe. We are now at the Cat Cafe, right next door, and it isn't some clever naming, it's really a cat cafe. I got myself an iced Americano, and before we go in there to play with the cats, we settle the recap. We are cooked, boys. It's so cooked. It's so cooked. Well, I found out that I really love mala. Since coming back from Chongqing, before today, I've had mala 4 times. On each of those 4 occasions, I had the same thought. But it's not Chongqing, is it, Eldrick? Today, we had the Mapo Tofu. While previously I might have been really happy to finally have numbness in Mapo Tofu, this time I had the thought, but it's not Chongqing, is it? And I know, you cannot like that compare. So we move on to the Xiang Guo. It's very fragrant. Maybe the most fragrant one so far locally. Like the smell of the spices, very prominent. But using huajiao fen makes the numbness so stubborn, overt, without much of the fragrance. So it's not Chongqing, is it, Eldrick? And then the khao yu, it is so cute with that ridges and then deep frying it first for texture. The sauce is okay, but even comparing to a fish that I didn't enjoy, like the levels of flavor, I'm so cooked. This doesn't just affect the series. This affects all my malas from here on out, even well after the mala series has ended. It goes without saying that this has never happened before. We have did a couple of overseas arc, nasi lemak with Kuala Lumpur, laksa with Malacca, ramen with Tokyo, even ramen with Tokyo. At least with Brothers Ramen, you can get something competitive. It might not be better, but it is competitive. More than good enough to satisfy a craving. But now I feel Chongqing is so far above. I don't know eh. I love mala, but I might not see mala again. Shut up, Eldrin. 1 plate I'll walk for the mala, 2 plates I'll take a bus for the mala, and 3 plates I'll go anywhere in Singapore for the mala. And green on earth is 1 plate. I want to make perfectly clear, it is not that green on earth is bad, it is just that it has never been harder to stay objective. Normally moderation is done because we have the same version of the dish as the series progresses, but now moderation needs to be done simply because of Chongqing. It is so not fair that every mala I eat now invokes disappointment in me simply because it's post Chongqing. I don't know, some of you might be thinking I'm overselling, like Chongqing can't be that good. Hopefully, the last 2 places can give me something to be excited about. But for now, that's all I have for you guys this time. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.